Well, guys, let's go for the match reaction here. Everton 1, Leeds United nil. Right. Yep. Hit the like, subscribe, leave your comments. Let's go through this today. Let's go through this. Just couldn't get any worse. All right. Shane here saying, I can't have sympathy with Scubala when he's done the same thing as Marsh, picking out form players, not making subs quick enough, players not showing fight. Melia terrible for that goal. Yeah. Random Yeet has to be the worst performance of the season. No shots on goal, easily for me. It's not even I don't even think it's close. I think there's been games where, at least there's been other games where we've been in games like that. We've had spells of possession. It was all Everton today. Absolutely everything from 1 minute to 94th minute, it was all Everton. And if they had better shooters in their team, they would have probably won that by a bigger margin. But hey, Thomas saying pathetic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. William here just saying Harrison and Bamford play horrible all day, but the American Revolution are criticised. There was a lot of bad performances out there today, but I think it was bad from when we kicked off the game. You know, there's been things said about Marsh previously, and we have to go with Marsh because he's our most recent manager. But there was no plan today. The plan for me, I'll be honest, people, and I said it from when we were starting the first half. It seemed like the plan was to not get beat, come away with a point, and that's it. That was it today. That's the plan that it looked like for me. Don't get beat. Because even when we had chances to counter, we didn't do it properly. Bamford was in our own half most of the time when the ball wasn't bouncing off him. Jack Harrison again. I mean, I don't want to be horrible, people. I don't want to be horrible. And listen, Shrew, we're gonna talk about that. Shrew just said that it's the players and it's gone up, so I can't put it on the screen. But we're gonna talk about the players today because that was embarrassing today. Fully 100% embarrassing today. There's no other. There's no positives in this one today. I'm afraid. So poor. It's literally a six pointer today, and they put that on display. They've put that out there. Southampton. Last time I checked, Southampton are beating Chelsea away. Okay. Bournemouth have gone to Wolves and won. Yeah. Chelsea are beating. Southampton are beating Chelsea. Guys, this was absolutely woeful today. I honestly cannot believe that we got this performance out of them today. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I'm almost speechless, but we're going to talk about things. Of course, we will. Liam saying, shout out for the super chat. Good time to pray. Yeah. Mr. P. Scoobs is obviously not the man. Well, he's not the man. He's an interim manager with no Premier League know-how. He's never managed at any kind of level before. He's certainly not the man. Theo already booked my hotel for Coventry away. Paul Charity here saying the players are taking the P. Yeah. And Don J, yeah, no hiding place from the players. Listen, let's get into it. If any super chats come in, I'll star them and I'll read them out as we go along. I promise. Like I say, even in the first 10 minutes, okay, when Everton looked a bit nervy, as both teams were very nervy in the opening minutes of the game. But even then, Everton were nervy, but our plan seemed to be get the ball to Luke Ayling and hoof it up to their centre backs, because that's all that was happening through that period where Everton weren't smothering us through the game. You would never believe that both of these teams were close in the table. It looked like Everton were the more confident ones out of the two. I'm really finding it hard here to keep my composure. I've got more fight in me right now than I've seen on the pitch today, and that's being honest. Yeah, just not good enough. Poor performance. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, Ricky here saying, let's stop it for today. You just said it. We didn't play for a win. We didn't. We didn't play for the win. As good, Bamford today, another one, another air shot. The time where Harrison and him did actually come to link up in the second half, just like at the Forest game, Bamford airs a shot. And is he going to blame the manager for this today as well? I mean, listen, it's never his fault, is it? It's never his fault. Jack Harrison, who before his goal against Accrington Stanley, Accrington Stanley, let me just make that clear. People were happy enough to let him go to Leicester. He scored the goal against Accrington, and I see all your comments, people. I do. I see them all. He scored the goal against Accrington, and everybody wanted him to stay on. Oh, we'd be strengthening a rival. And as I've said before, you only strengthen a rival if you sell him a good player. But what's happened again since? Jack Harrison has got all the starts since his failed move to Leicester, and he's give us nothing. How he lasted until the 86th minute today, I have no idea. Righteous One here saying, I think we're butlers. When we play teams we're expected to beat, we play well. Or who are expected to beat us, we play well. When we play teams we need to beat, we bottle under pressure. Said it, innit? Really thought that today, though, and I said it from a preview, that the players would give us something today. There's so much to fight for. Will Scubala get something out of these guys today? Nothing. Nothing today. I mean, it's literally nothing. There was nothing today. Nothing good. Nothing good. Everton were banging on the door from early. I mean, even the corner. And we're going to talk about Melia yet again today. And we have to. We have to talk about Melia today. But even in the first half, you know, I thought there was progress with Melia when he actually caught a cross. I thought, okay, Melia is not punching it out. He's going to give us a bit more sure goalkeeping because we need it in this game. You could see the game was edgy. It was scrappy. It wasn't a beautiful game today. It was ugly. First half was probably one of the worst I've seen all this season. All this season. But Melia, give us a little bit of security with that one cross. But then another corner came in. They were peppering us with corners. He comes in and he goes into a crowd of players, doesn't get the ball. First of all, Verba clears it off the line. And then McKennie thankfully stayed back and he cleared one off the line. I don't know what he was doing. I have no idea what he was doing today. Pellegrino saying there was nothing there today. Players not talking to each other, heads down, underlying tension. Players have lost their belief. It looks like it, Pellegrino. What I saw today, and listen, we don't know, and that's the thing, we actually don't know, but you can only go by from what you see. It looked like the players had no clue what they were doing today. It looked like they didn't want to be there. I said in the first half, I didn't note it down. It looks like the players don't want to be there. It looks like they're half asleep. And then the melee happened between Tyler Adams and Dwight McNeil. And I thought, okay, it shouldn't take this, but will this actually wake the team up? It didn't. It didn't wake us up at all. That's when you should know, you know what, these guys are trying to bully us off the pitch. It's their ground. They want to shove and push around. Okay, let's do this. But nah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Arson, okay. Bamford ought to practice kicking the ball with his right foot against the wall. Listen, we know he's heavily left-footed, and I'm not going to criticize him for that. But that's his second air shot in what 3 weeks. And on the first air shot, when you did that, you come out. You didn't have no accountability for yourself. You blamed the manager for the way we were playing. Well, we played better against Forest than we did today. It was awful today. Guys, you know what? If anyone's here looking for some positives, I'll be willing to hear them, and I will put them on the screen if I do see them. But bro, top 6 charge next season. Well, listen, just so. John here saying, never mind Scubala, even Scooby-Doo couldn't solve the footballing crimes we saw today. It was criminal. John's right. It was a criminal performance. And there is nobody who should be coming out with anything on social media to say, oh, sorry for the fans or class. Do not say anything. Put the thing right on the pitch. We've had enough talking this season. Too much talking, in fact. Way too much for the results that we've put back into the team. What are we now? Second from bottom? Yeah, we're second from bottom now on 19 points after 23 games. Guys, it's absolutely embarrassing, man. Absolutely embarrassing. Let me just go to some super chats. Isaac, thank you. And thank you to everyone that's donated a super chat on the stream so far. Similar vibes when we got relegated, managerless with no ideas. Worst performance I've seen in a while. Honestly, can't see us surviving after this. Every other result went against us. Yeah. Brian, embarrassing, felt more like a 5-0 defeat. It did, Brian. That's a good point. It felt like it should have been heavier than 1-0. I think Everton will be disappointed they didn't get their goal difference up. Mark is saying, KG, did you do a watch along? Never Scubala's fault. No, I didn't do a watch along. I mean, where is it on the. No. Mr. P, Harrison all pace, no substance. PB, enough said. And that's the thing with Harrison as well, in terms of pace. He's saying pace, Mr. P. I didn't see that either today. And Patrick Bamford, yes, I know he doesn't look the greatest when he's moving around. He doesn't look the greatest. But man, he looks awkward. At one point, I refreshed my stream because I thought it had slowed down when he got the ball in. It was just him. It was just him. Just bad from everybody today. No, not everybody. But listen, Liam again. How is Melia still in goal? And the substitutions. Tut tut. We have a 35 million player just sat there. Get him on. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I mean, Mark. In regards to your previous super chat, it's not Scubala's fault, but Scubala. If Jesse Marsh had made these same kind of mistakes with the substitutions yet again, we'd be saying it's Jesse Marsh's fault. Just because he is the interim manager. Listen, one thing as well, by the way, he didn't have to take the post. Leeds United have said to him, "Hey, Scubala, can you please take the post?" He could have said, "You know what? I'm not really up to it. Please try and get somebody else in." Or you know what? Ask Kurt Angle to take charge. I don't really want this, but he's been head in front of the cameras. So whether he should be here or not, he has accepted the post until a new manager comes in. So he does have to get his performance scrutinized, just like any other manager would. Yes, it's not his fault. Let me make that clear for people that just jump over things I say. It's not his fault. But at the end of the day, if he made winning decisions today, we'd be saying credit to Scubala. So it goes both ways. Jason is saying McKennie and Tyler's over-aggressive displays might cost us soon. They need to wind their neck into a bit. Listen, we was almost there, though, Jason. It took until the 43rd minute until they got the yellow card. We almost escaped to the second half. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Holy Rumble, Tyler and Weston were the only ones look somewhat up for the fight. I thought in the first half as well, by the way, Junior Firpo was pretty good. I thought he was pretty good defensively. He saved Melia again when Melia dropped the ball when Anana went through, and he was lucky that it was between McNeil and Mope to take the shot. But Firpo got a very important interception. I thought he did all right in the first half, Junior. But it's just hard. It's just absolutely hard to pick anything out in this game today from the overall performance from these players that they put in. It's really hard. Sam saying past few years, 3 different managers, nearly a whole new squad, and we still can't string more than 3 passes together. Listen, the curse might be real. I'm starting to believe it. I'm starting to believe it, man. I just so disappointed with this today. Jack is saying spineless bunch of butlers, we're going down. And this is another one that's really surprising me what people are saying. Chris Clingy, here's a positive. Potter might be available tonight. Let me tell you something. Graham Potter, and I've been guilty of falling for it too. He's got extra points on his resume because he's an English coach. Graham Potter is failing with this Chelsea team. They've lost again today. Graham Potter was at Brighton, did an all right job. He drew a lot of matches, but look at Brighton now under De Zerbi. They're scoring goals for fun. They're a lot more attacking. He's unlocked Solly March that Potter couldn't do with the same kind of team. You want a manager that's failing at Chelsea to come in at least. I don't get it. And yes, there's 2 different levels to it, but he's not doing well. And when now you look at his tenure with Brighton, you start to think, could he have got a little bit more out of this Brighton team like De Zerbi has done in such a short space of time? I've seen the Potter shout so many times, but we do need somebody in. That's for sure. That's for sure. Paul saying he's livid. That's the worst Leeds performance ever. Well, I mean, I don't know about ever. I think we've had worse. But when you take it for where we are right now in the table, Paul, and everybody else, playing a fellow bottom half contender where it's a 6-pointer, and we've gone there and lost without even fighting. There's not even like, oh, we missed this chance here. There was no chances. There was no chances today. Honestly cannot believe what I've seen. Joe Mark is asking why Harrison was allowed to stay on. I don't know. You got to ask the coach. Got to ask the coach. I'm going to come down. I'm so far behind the chat. There's a lot of people in here. Listen, probably here for my pain, and that's fair enough. SM saying the only surprise at the end was that we didn't lose by more. Horrifying performance. Firpo, and ironically, our best player, hell frozen over maybe. Listen, people can keep laughing at Firpo and everything else like that. But listen, Firpo at the moment is one of our most informed players, and that tells you something. That should be telling you something. Firpo in the last few weeks has actually looked more composed, looked more confident, and he's actually done pretty well. That even the goal today, that was Harrison's man. Listen, by then, Harrison had moved over to the left. And Alex here with the super chat, 0 shots on target, 0. Yeah. Talking about their goal now, Everton's goal. Let me just make sure there's no other super chats. Mr. P, Harry Redknapp has offered his service for free. Yeah, I'm offering my services for free too. Doesn't mean they should take it. You know what I know? Yeah, that's what I mean. Look at what we've turned to. Callum saying 100% for UKG. Normally disappointed, but today I'm absolutely fuming. Not even disappointed. I've been disappointed a lot through the season, but I'm absolutely furious with what I've seen today. Absolutely furious. I want to see no highlights of this game. I don't want to see anything back from this game today. Nothing. William Morrison, super chat. Thank you. I do not want any manager with ties to any of the old guard. Iriola has ties. Make him a no-go. Adams and McKennie, the only players with some fight. Let me just make sure there's no other super chats, and I'll be with you all because the chat is moving a bit crazy right now. Honestly, man. Listen, in regards to the goal, by them, Somerville had come off. It wasn't Somerville's best game by any stretch of the imagination, but at least when he had the ball, there was still a bit of a threat, and he was at least tracking back, by the way, Somerville. But their goal happens. We move Harrison to his preferred left, and Coleman is allowed to go past him. And I'm looking at Harrison. I'm saying, okay, Coleman has now entered our half. Go with him. Harrison instead is pointing at somebody else to go with Coleman, not him. I didn't get what he was doing. I didn't understand it. That's part one of the F up. The second part is a joke. It looked like a glitch goal on FIFA. Now, anybody who's played FIFA before knows what I'm talking about, where the goalkeeper just stands there and the ball goes round him and you're celebrating. Hey, that's exactly what that goal looked like. I don't know what Melia was doing today. Don't know what he was doing. Yeah, and while we're on Harrison, his free kick, what was it, in like the 82nd minute where we're on the attack, he can whip it in, he overhits it, and we see him look up in the air again, as we see Jack Harrison do many, many times. But what was Melia doing? I have no idea. Listen, people, I'm not going at Melia on this one, but we have to talk about him on a whole. Something I've mentioned all season long with Illan Melia. He saves a lot of shots because he faces a lot of shots. That's not the thing that we need to look out for. It's stuff like this, positioning, weak wrists on goal sometimes. But today, I don't know what, he didn't anticipate a shot. I don't know what he was anticipating. I don't know. Bradley saying our lack of number 10 is overlooked so badly. Guys, it's not just that though. It's a collective thing. It's a collective thing. P. Morton is saying that's what pretty much every Melia goal looks like. He didn't budge. David saying that's 3 games in a row. Melia clanger. Joe, I would definitely agree there. He is overrated by our fan base. He's definitely overrated by our fan base. He's a good goalkeeper. Let me not just get lost in the disappointment and anger of today. He is a good goalkeeper, but he does have gaffes in him. He does. He's got bozo errors in him. He does. And we saw that today. There is no way that goal should be going in. No way. James is saying start Harrison and Rutter needs something new. Yeah, I mean, James, that's the one thing I would have changed from the starting lineup. Again, not going to diss the starting lineup. I was happy enough with it, but I would put Harrison back in. Harrison needs to come back in for Harrison. Enough with Jack Harrison now. I've had enough. Had enough of seeing him just do absolutely nothing. Because you know what? Even in the first half, people, we were on the defensive for all the half, right? And you could see McKennie back, Adams back, Nanto was back because they were doubling up on Nanto, by the way, both Coleman and Iwobi. They were taking Nanto out the game. So Nanto's coming back. I'm seeing everyone back, but I don't know what Harrison's doing. He's just floating around the pitch, just floating around. Terrible. Honestly, I think overall that was probably Harrison's worst performance that I can even remember. I'll just say what I can remember. Mr. P. Harrison needs to warm the bench for a while. Yeah, he absolutely does. Bob's your uncle, tremendous. Bamford needs to learn how to use his right foot, and even the things, the intangibles, the ancillary stuff that we know Bamford is usually decent for. The ball wasn't sticking to him today. His first touch wasn't good. His passing was woeful. When he was moving around between the two centre backs, like I thought he could, occupy them. As I said in the preview, man, he wasn't doing anything, and he couldn't get around them. When he was running, it looked painful. I'll be honest, he doesn't fill me with any confidence running. He never has done, no. But listen, it's not just on those two; it's a collective thing. But yeah, they weren't good. They weren't good. Gavin here saying Harrison is a left winger and nothing else should have taken the 20 million. Hey, I said it. Gavin, you're a long time subscriber. You know, I said it. I said it, didn't I? It's not a I told you so thing, but I'm just saying we wouldn't have been missing anything by selling him. Just wouldn't have. It's not strengthening a rival when you sell him someone like Jack Harrison for 30. Leicester have probably looked at the last games that he started and gone, whew, thank God we didn't spend the money on him. Lord of the New Church is saying even when Aronson wasn't playing well, he's better than Harrison because Aronson will always fight, even if it's not going well. And it wasn't going well for Aronson. So we're not going to rewrite history here. But at least he was getting himself involved, trying to win free kicks as he does. But yeah, there's just nothing with this guy. There's nothing. Gary Mel saying Rodrigo is a massive miss. Thanks, Marsh, for bringing him on when we're 3 up. Listen, Rodrigo is a big miss. And that's why, for me, he comes back in as soon as he's fit. You're missing his goals, and this is a thing that people just wouldn't listen to, and it's when Somerville, Nanto, and Rodrigo are up front together. Yes, Rodrigo isn't occupying defenders like Bamford does, but what he does is he gives Somerville and Nanto an outlet when they're putting balls across the box. They put balls across the box, and he'll finish them off at the best of times, and he's done that this season. Can't complain with Rodrigo's output as a striker this season. Their top scorer this season, Everton's, by the way, is Gray. Is it Gray on 3 or 4 goals? As Rodrigo is in double figures. That's not the issue. But there is something where people like to see the other striker playing ahead of him. Not for me. We need people that score goals, and that's what Rodrigo does. Cloud Dizzle was just saying he thought Bamford was pretty poor, to be honest. I mean, he's saying, Ben here, Everton are just dirty time wasters. They were doing it all game. Ben, that's the game. And that kind of statement there, it just tells me that some fans are probably going to be happy if we were to get relegated because the championship, you can understand it a little bit more. That is Premier League football. They were on top. And then obviously once they get their goal, why do they need to hurry the pace on? They're looking to save the 3 points. What benefit is it to Everton to throw the ball back in quickly or take their time with an injury? Doesn't make any sense, does it? That's Premier League football. You've got to have this. It's not just about your ability on the pitch. It's what you've got up here. That's part of the game. Ian with a super chat. Thank you, Ian. Can't believe I'm missing Rodrigo, and that's saying something here, KG. But he's been good for us this season, Ian. Yes, it hasn't worked up to a certain point, but he's the one that's been putting the ball in the back of the net. And for me, we look much better with him on the pitch. He doesn't do all the passion merchant stuff that people love to see, but he does the effective bit, putting the ball in the net. And we talk about Bamford as well, good at the holding up stuff. Where's the goals, man? Apart from the Villa game where he scored in the last, where's the goals? We need goals too. If Nanto and Somerville are getting marked out the game as they have been, then it's on Bamford to try and step up. And it wasn't good today. Wasn't good. Mark here is saying Rodrigo still win this game. That's true, Mark, but we probably draw. We probably draw the game. You know, it's not like we lost a lot of those games. We sometimes come back with a draw, but we need to win. We need to win. I'm so fed up of this, man. I'm so fed up. Like honestly, you have no idea. I'm so fed up. If I could say what I really wanted to say, boy, they demonetized this video straight away. Sean saying we need Rucker back. He's a big miss. He's a huge miss. And it's a shame that we haven't even got to see that midfield yet of Rucker, Adams, and McKennie to see how it will work. We haven't even got to see it yet. Kelvin saying 10 league games without a win, heading one way, would tell you. Boy. Bradley with a super chat, just saying defending the tackle corners is also comical. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and listen, yeah, shout out Christian Atsu, man. Rest in peace to him in that tragedy, man. Terrible, terrible stuff. But yeah, rest in peace to Christian Atsu. Bradley Pickles auto shushing the Leeds fans 3 months ago. It's the same with the directors as it is with the fans. They're both just passionate, too passionate, and miss the bigger picture of things at times. And it didn't do him any good. Yes, they were getting a lot of stick. I believe he was getting a lot of stick today. As it was very visible, very audible, I should say, the sack the board chants. Yeah, I mean, Bunky's here. Southampton will be buoyed by the win. It's funny, both teams right now are doing the same thing, aren't they? We're both at the bottom, both without a manager, both giving the keys to the assistant and hoping for the best. So gutted with how these guys played today. I really can't tell you. Honestly, gutting. Honestly, really gutted. Sparks, not repeating saying the rest of it. That was atrocious. What's happening to my club? Yeah. I mean, listen, I got a question for everyone in here as I just try and gather myself. Listen, there's over 1,200 people in here, and I'm sure not all of you are Leeds fans, and that's fair enough. Can you please hit a like on the video? Please do that for me. Like the video for my pain. At least do that for me, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. But would you now listen, people? I'm asking because there was a lot of people that were happy enough with Scubala to stay through these couple of games we've got coming up, Everton and Southampton. Would you now go to appoint another manager in this week? What would you do now? And yeah, listen, Pascal was missing today, concussion stuff. Yeah, Ash, I know. I always preach this to people as well. Ash is saying, don't stress about what you have zero control over. Sit back, take a breath, and burn. Oh no, not the last bit. You got me in the first half, but yeah, there's no point stressing. But man, it's disappointing, isn't it? This is our football club, man. Mr. P saying, Mr. P saying, yes, appoint a manager right now. Michael saying, I'd appoint one this evening. Michael, I'm actually with you. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a real good idea. Yeah, 100% new manager. Thomas saying who's going to come. There's managers that would love to come. Thomas, pause, big pause. A manager, ASAP. Is anybody still on Scubala to stay for the Southampton game? Let me know. Let me know because I'm not seeing anyone yet. Gary Mel saying 100% yes, need it done before Saturday, or Ellen Road will be toxic. I can't even imagine. Gary Mel obviously knows the deal. When Ellen Road is toxic, no players want to play there. Not even talk about opposition; they love it. Our players will not want to play there. And from what I've seen today, if that's what they're going to deliver next week, It's going to be an absolute mess. It's going to be a mess. Next week, it's going to be an absolute mess. I don't even want to think about the Southampton game right now. Don't even want to think about it, man. Yijun is saying, I stayed up till 2:10 a.m., 10 past 2 a.m. for the worst footballing display I've ever seen. Yeah, sorry to see that, man. If it makes you feel any better, I stayed up to watch my Penguins lose 6-0 to the Kings the other night. And that was late, California time. So, yeah, I hear you. I feel your pain. John F. saying, people were lauding Scoobs the last two games, but we were tactically poor and gave up cheap goals. Yeah, story of the season. Story of the season. No, I've already done that one. Bradley Pickle saying Bielsa to save what he built. No. Ruben, thanks for the super chat though. And Ruben's become a member. Thank you so much, Ruben. Yeah, memberships are in the description if you want to join the channel. Thank you. Yeah, listen, I'm just going to go through your comments for a bit longer and get out of here. Leder saying Harry Redknapp. Wouldn't it be something if we do appoint Harry Redknapp, who I believe is just taking charge of a charity game? You know, that would say it all, wouldn't it? Ricky saying no thanks. He didn't coach for the win today. What will he do at Ellen Road? I have no idea. No idea. But Ricky's right, and I'll reiterate it again from what I said at the start. We didn't play for a win today. We played not to get beat. We played not to get beat, man. Let's see if there's been any comments as well from the interim manager. I'll just check now. Yeah, there's been comments. I'll read them out now. While I'm doing that, please hit a like on the video. All right, Scubala's reaction. This is from Phil Hay's Twitter feed. So shout out to Phil Hay every time. It's a tough place to come. I thought without the ball, we were strong. We needed to be better with the ball. That's what we need to work on quite a bit. On the goal, we've been caught. Ilian's caught off his line. He saved us lots of points this season, but in these games, these things sometimes give you a win. Scubala on his role is daily talking to the board. At the minute, I'm planning training for next week in Southampton. Scubala says he's sure that Leeds can get out the trouble they're in. We've got good players. I'm full of confidence we can get out of it. Yeah. I mean, no offense to him. Yeah, no offense to him. And Bob's saying here, it's all words for me right now. It's all words. I need to see actions now. And if those are the actions that we saw today, then we might as well just throw the white flag in now and forget it. Forget it. But I just read out to you what he said. So, you know, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. He is saying Harrison's performance was the worst Premier League performance I've seen since Ali Dia. And he really means it because he put it all in capitals. So I hear you. Oh, guys. So poor, so poor. What else has people got to say today? That, you know what, Pellegrino, that's how I feel at this point. If you can't beat a crappy Everton, we are truly doomed. And let's be clear, Everton were definitely the better team today. But like I said a couple of weeks ago, when we were the better team in one game and didn't win, quite clearly, it doesn't matter how, if you're the better team, if the other one is really poor. And that's what we were today. Everton, listen, for any Everton fans that are in here, you deserve the win today. You should have won by more, in all honesty. And if you're going to play like that through the rest of the season, you might be okay. But listen, we as Leeds fans here, I don't know what we're looking at. I honestly don't know what we're looking at in terms of making it better. BJK saying, KG, your therapy isn't working. This is not therapy, BJK. This is letting it out. And this is me letting it out in the most PG way that I can. Once I turn this mic off, oh boy. Oh, I was letting loose when I was watching this game. I'm so glad I didn't do a watch along, people. So glad. Brian saying, Fine with the super chat. Thank you. Good players we have, but what about character? Yeah. And again, you know what? We need and Julio, sorry, leads 0 shots on target. Thank you for that, Julio. We know, we know. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say it because it makes no sense saying it after the performance today. I'm not. I'm not going to say it. Yeah, Ben. Yeah, Ben. I think you've seen me on watch longs before when it hasn't gone well. Yeah. Yeah, I thought you about you doing a watch long earlier. Yeah, I'm just so glad I didn't. Lee, member of the channel, saying, KG, how do I tell my soon to be born child in a year or two that Leeds bottled their Premier League return? Lee, I hope it doesn't come to that, but I got nothing for you today. I got nothing for you. Let's just hope that your birth of your child is a healthy one. Oh boy. Ash, you gotta be joking. No chance. No chance. Rough Pelt saying another one in the bin, and that's it. I mean, the games are just there's still, let me make it clear, there's still more than enough games, of course there is. But where are the points coming from? Where? Where are they coming from, people? God almighty. Darren here saying, can't believe we set up to draw the game from kickoff. Neither can I, Darren. Neither can I. Bunky saying, we're all sharing the pain today. What a crappy weekend it will be. Julio with the super chat. Thank you. Going to be tough to find a quality manager after watching this game. Choose wisely. Yeah. Yeah, listen, there's nothing else. I mean, Max, yeah, I forgot to mention that. That was in my notes. Maxie is saying Seamus Coleman has back-to-back goals against us at Goodison. Shoot me now. That's what I mean. It happens all the time, doesn't it? Even McNeil was doing his best to be Dwight McNeil today with his terrible crossing, up until one where he put it across the box, and again, Firpo was the one that cleared it out. But even our players today made McNeil look like a competent winger, and he's not. He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. Mope today, what is it, 1 goal in 28 games between Everton and Brighton combined? And we made them look like that. How can you not be anything but disappointed or angry with today, people? Yeah, and we've got to keep a lookout as well for Verba, see how bad that injury may be. So yeah, let's keep an eye on that. I hope he's back for next week. I really do, but we've got to keep an eye on that one. Bob's here, yeah, just shows how Nanto has to play well for us to have a chance to win, yeah. And Bob's great word in there, to have a chance to win. Couldn't put it better myself. Couldn't put it better myself. Yeah. Ashton saying, offer the bloke who's coaching and getting his team fined every match because he doesn't have a manager's license. Will still, people, yeah. I still love that story. That always brings a smile to my face. Oh, right, yeah. I mean, listen, we're kind of going over the same point, so I'm just going to leave it there. I've got nothing else for you, people. Nothing else to give you. Yeah. The KG Leeds United Mutual Support Group. It's been horrible today. I've got nothing for you. Nothing. They've let everybody down today. They've let everybody down. It's not even come away with a point. Just let everybody down. So yeah. Anyway, listen, I'm going to leave it there. If you want to leave your comments afterwards, please do so in the comment section. Please hit a like on the video and subscribe if you're not. I will be back at some point next week, and yeah, well, I'll be back at some point next week, and we can talk again. But yeah, let's let this one subside and go again as fans. So yeah, see you in the next stream, people. Peace out.